Alright, welcome back to Kamen Review, episode 175. Yep, and with the very next episode, that'll be the end of talking about this particular series. Well, there's a movie I'm going to be discussing soon, but not right now. I'll probably, the plan is to work on a different franchise as soon as I finish this one, because it's been some time, so we'll talk about this franchise. We'll talk about that with the next video here. So, here to discuss some Kamen Ryuki episodes, numbers 43 to 46 of the series. These 4 episodes are the end of 2 writers. So you have basic Kamen Implar, where he is just trying to get out of the fight because, well, he just does his own thing. He kind of works with basically. By the way, after Vesakaza was killed in episode 42, which, by the way, ended this whole project, why in the world Kamen Rider Tiger killed him for? It just. Because he wants to be a hero, so he kills his mentor? Doesn't make any sense there. So, the guy randomly finds him on the street. Then he brings back to his apartment. He stays there for a while. And apparently doesn't like services very much. So he proceeds to cover up the TV, close the curtains, and smash a mirror with his fist. And I'm like, why isn't his fist bleeding when he does that? Yeah, I don't really know why. Yeah. And then just by sheer coincidence that Implorer's father, his father passes away, so he becomes the president of his company. Those of you thinking, is this the original idea where a Kamen Rider becomes president of a corporation? At this point, yes. This concept would actually be the basis of 01. Where the CEO of a company is also a Kamen Rider. Yes, they were used as aspect years later. I don't know if any other series did. I know 01 basically. That was the big premise of that one. But as for the other ones, I'm not really sure about that, per se. No. Because I haven't watched the other ones yet. So he's like, okay, so he gets company. Of course, they kind of vote him in. And then he gets engaged to his girlfriend that he somehow has. This way he's kind of rushing it. And then he proceeds to hire Kato as a Kamen Rider. First, he tries to hire Ransichi. They turn him down. And then he hires Kocha. And he accepts right away, but he has to roll a contract out. It might take a year or two. And he's like, before he did this, hiring all these writers, he's like, oh, I got the good life, everything's all good, I can be a writer. Nope, you have to continue, because Sheer randomly appears in his, because of the windows in the hallway of this corporation. So he just tells, you have to fight, or he goes you can feel together fight, but these monsters will kill you if you don't fight. So then he proceeds to pick it up, and then he ends up fighting Tiger, who ends up stabbed in the back, but doesn't kill him. Asakusa's want to kill him, because if the next episode he's one to kill the killing blow. And Toja is like, I killed him. No, you didn't. I did. Yeah, that's kind of thing for the next couple episodes. Eventually he dies in Mercy. He's calling out for his fiancée, and she can't hear him because she doesn't know he's in Mirror World. And then he just dies. Yeah. After 4 episodes after his debut, at the end of episode 40, he's gone. Completely gone from the series. Well, we'll talk about basically 50 when we get to it. And the last 2 episodes is just wrapping up the Tiger plot thread. Yeah, that's the whole thing that's been going on since episode 35. Yes, believe it or not, this has been going on since episode 35. So after this. So, by the way, also in these episodes, Yue, they actually built this up for a little while now. She hasn't noticed until this very episode. I think it was 30, I think it was either 44 or 46 that she started noticing this. Yeah, it was one of these episodes where she contacts Rin, and she's like, oh, something's weird happening to me. We see basically bits of her disappearing, similarly like the way it does when the writer spends too much time in Mirror World. And I'm like, that's interesting. By the way, this has been building up for quite a while. I think this has been building up since like episode like 20 something, I think it was. It's been there in the background occasionally. And by the way, Suji, he actually first noticed it when she put her hand on the door. Eventually they do find her. By the way, she's in the very tunnel stairway thing that every time I see this place, in either Sentai or even Kamen Rider, there's one thing I always think of when it comes to this particular tunnel. It's Asuka being chased by the Armor of Darkness in a particular hallway. Yes, this particular place, I'm not sure where in Japan this place is, but it's not the only place I've seen this place in. I've also seen this in Hurricaneger, Abba Ranger. I believe this place was also seen in, I think, O's. Yeah, I think it was seen in O. I remember seeing it there. And I think, I don't know, actually, no, this was not seen in Go-Go 5. No. It's mostly been seen, as far as I can tell, just in this show, Hurricaneger, Abba Ranger, and O's. I remember seeing it there too. Interesting, this place gets frequently used. So, and when she's looking in the mirror, she sees a younger version of it. Says, oh, because they mentioned, oh yeah, her birthday's coming up. Her 20th birthday. Which means her birthday's in January at some point. And this little version of herself tells her, you're going to disappear at the age of 20. And I'm like, that's interesting. Yeah, and she also goes, oh, she's the one who drew the monsters, so they've been fighting the whole time. So, then, after they find out another monster, then they come back and she's about to disappear, and she's about to be run over by a truck, when all of a sudden, Commodore Odin pops up nowhere, just smacks the truck away, and then Shiro shows up, touches her hand, and that somehow fixes her. And it's still kind of there, but not as bad as before. And of course, Shiro, where he goes to Tojo, and the whole thing in the Mirror World files, because apparently, for some random reason, Tojo decided to go back to room 401, presumably one last time, just to destroy his mentor's files, because he has no idea what he's supposed to do. Dude, you should not kill your mentor in any way. You should not kill the mentor, but you did. And so basically, Shichi finds out the purpose of the Rider fight is to protect you, Yuri. And so Shiro basically gets his wish. Save Yuri. Which I'm sure even he's on the same page with that, because that's his sister. He wants to save her. And there's a Rider fight going on where, get this, Tojo decides to bomb Asakusa's car. Actually, it was a car he stole, because Asakusa was actually running from the police. And of course, more monsters show up, and he doesn't die in a Rider fight, surprisingly. So he decides to die, saving himself, saving a father and son from a fast-moving truck, about to hit them, and then he dies, which makes him the only Rider to die not in a Rider fight. Gets hit by a truck. You're like, really? That's how he dies? He dies peacefully, or surrounded people he doesn't even know. And they actually now, when Imploria died, he was stated as missing. He just disappeared. In the case of Tojo, he's dead. They found his body. He's the only one actually found his body. The government just disappeared. Overall, really good episodes, and the next episode will be the final one to discuss Ryuki. Yes, there's still a couple of movies to discuss, but basically next one will wrap up the episode. So that is pretty much it, particular review. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, turn notifications. Next up, basically, we have is a comic corner. Yep. Next video. Bye.